Welcome to this walkthrough of my Loopy Pro template. It's available for you to download and tweak for your own needs. The link is in the description below. For those who are new to Loopy Pro, this app is powerful with many customizable features. It also has a fairly steep learning curve, especially if you're coming from a Boss loop pedal. Stick with it, it's definitely worth it once you get past the initial setup. You can skip to the end of this video for a demo of this template in action. These are the four main things I use in this setup. You can check out my other video for more information on this gear. I'll place a link in the description below. The two apps needed for this template are Loopy Pro and DigiStix 2. I use a few other apps as well, but these are optional. The optional apps include ToneStack Pro, Klon Minotaur, King of FM, and Bliss Shimmer. Download and open the Loopy Pro project file on your iPad. The blue circles at the top left are your loops for recording. In this setup, I have 5 blue circles, which means I can record 5 independent loops. B1 free is always the first loop I record to. This is because I've set up this loop as free, meaning the loop can be any number of bars in length. The rest of the blue loops from B2 to 5 will automatically be the same loop length as B1 free. For example, if I record a 2-bar loop on B1 free, the rest of the blue loops will be 2 bars long as well. You can also manually close a loop early. It will still play in time with the master loop. This example has a master loop length of 8 bars, but I record a 2-bar loop. You can edit the way each loop reacts by pressing this button. Then tap on the loop you want to change. Scroll down to select either phase locked or free. Free lets you record any loop length you want. Phase locked will tie the loop length to the master cycle. Access the mixer by pressing on this icon. The Loopy Pro mixer allows you to control levels, audio routing, plugins, and effects. My guitar channel is using input 1 on the Focusrite Scarlett interface. My microphone channel is using input 2 on the interface. If your mixer or interface can handle more inputs, you can add extra inputs here. It will let you choose from the available inputs on your mixer or interface. You can also add plugins, bus sends, and other types of channels from this menu. I have a bunch of effects loaded on my guitar channel. I've created buttons to turn these effects on and off as I need. The guitar effects button toggles 2 effects on and off at the same time. The first is a Klon overdrive pedal, and the second is a ToneStack Pro plugin with a chorus and delay. The bass effects button toggles 4 items. A ToneStack Pro plugin with a bass octave pedal, an EQ, a compressor, and it also mutes and unmutes the reverb send. The reverb for this template is set up as a bus send. You can change the amount of reverb for each channel here, or with these sliders on the main page. If you don't have this particular reverb plugin, you can load in Loopy Pro's default reverb instead. DigiStix 2 is the drum sequencer I use for this template. Each of these squares triggers a different drum pattern. There are 24 patterns available per DigiStix plugin. The set on the left controls DigiStix A, and the set on the right controls DigiStix B. Follow these steps to load and save my drum patterns. When you first open the Loopy Pro project, open DigiStix A. Scroll down and save the song. Close the DigiStix window and repeat the same steps for DigiStix B. Each DigiStix song contains the 24 drum patterns mentioned earlier, which is why I've named them Bank A and Bank B. Now that you have the MIDI patterns saved, you can select the drum kit you want to use. Start by setting a tempo. Select a drum pattern, then press play. Open DigiStix A to select your drum kit. There are a whole bunch of default kits from you to choose from. Create a new bank to organize your own sounds. Then select the bank that you have just created. Rename your new drum kit. Now it's time to load in your own samples. You'll need to have your own samples on the iPad before you import them into DigiStix. When a drum pad is grayed out, it means that there is no sound loaded. Press and hold the drum pad until the menu drops down and select Import Sample. Choose the sample you want to import. Each drum pad is named, so make sure you match the sound you're importing with the right drum pad. Repeat this process with the rest of the drum pads. Once you are finished, scroll up to save the drum kit. Go back to the main page and press play to hear how it sounds. You can adjust the mix of each sample. In this example, I've turned the hi-hat down. Save the drum kit to keep any changes you've made. Then scroll down and save the song. This makes the current drum kit the default kit for these patterns. You can change each of the 24 drum patterns available for each song. The pattern number matches the squares on the main page. You can scroll through to see the different patterns. Tap on the sequencer to add or remove a note. When adding a note, you can drag your finger up or down to increase or decrease the velocity. Save the song to store any changes you've made. Saving a song also saves the current drum kit you're using, so you'll have the same sounds when you reload the song. You can rename each pattern on the main page. Select the Edit button, then tap on the pattern names. You can rename all 24 patterns here. Just remember that the squares on the left are for Bank A and the squares on the right are for Bank B. You can set the amount of swing for both 8th and 16th note grooves in DigiStix. The swing mode and value are stored in each drum pattern square, so you can have a different amount and type of swing for each pattern. You can edit the swing amount and swing mode here. There are two swing modes, 8th notes and 16th notes. These are the current settings for the Shuffle 8 and Shuffle 16 beats. Looping in 6/8 has always been challenging for me. This is my current way to loop in 6/8. It's not perfect, but it works. Select the 6/8 beat and open DigiStix A. As you can see, the 3/4 time signature is selected. This changes the sequencer to 12 beats instead of 16. We also need to change the Loopy Pro time signature to 3/4. This is done through the squares on the main page. The issue with this is that the tap tempo is still in 4, meaning it's hard to set the tempo correctly. My workaround for this is to find the tempo for the beat beforehand and save it to the song. For example, my Tennessee Whiskey beat automatically sets the tempo to 75 BPM. It's important to reload your song banks at the start of each gig. This is because the MIDI drum patterns can disappear when you close and reopen Loopy Pro or unplug your interface. This can cause there to be no sound, even after setting the tempo and pressing play. Fix this by reloading the songs for both DigiStix A and B. Another important note is I usually tap the square for the beat 2 or 3 times. This is because sometimes one tap doesn't select the beat, so I tap it twice just in case. If you have more drum kit sounds, you can repeat the previous steps to add another kit to your bank. You can also copy over one of the default kits to your bank. Select one of the default kits you want to copy. Then select Copy Drum Kit and choose the bank you created. Once you've added all your drum kits to your bank, select your bank from the drop-down menu. When you're on the main page, you can use this button to switch between the different drum kits in your bank. Make sure you load the bank you created for both DigiStix plugins. The button on the left controls DigiStix A and the button on the right controls DigiStix B. I currently use the MVAVE chocolate Footswitch for this template. Switch A controls the B1 free clip. Tap to start or stop your loop, long press to clear the clip. Switch B functions the same as Switch A, but it controls the B2 clip. Switch C starts and stops all blue clips that have loops recorded. Long press clears all the blue clips. Switch D stops all clips and mutes the drums. Long press resets the project for the next song. Download the Footswitch app to program the Footswitch. I find this app is easier to use on my iPhone as I've run into connection issues on my iPad. Connect the Footswitch to your phone via Bluetooth, then open the app. Scroll down to Advanced Custom Mode. Tap on Footswitch A and select the last mode. This enables one Footswitch to send two MIDI messages, one with a tap and another with a long press. Bank A is tap and Bank B is long press. Tap the plus sign to add a MIDI message to Bank A. We'll keep the default MIDI message for this bank. Select Bank B and add a MIDI message. Change this message to PC4. Return to the previous screen and repeat the steps for the other switches. These are the MIDI messages for each switch. Once you're done, close the app and the changes will automatically save. If you use the Footswitch app on your iPhone, disconnect and forget the device. Then connect it to your iPad. Turn this setting on so that Loopy Pro will still play even if you switch apps on the iPad. Just be aware that Loopy Pro will also run in lock screen, so if you've finished your gig, make sure you save any changes you want and quit the app to save battery. Thanks for watching. I'll finish with a demo loop showcasing some of the template features we just covered.